Do you remember studying vocabulary words in school? Well, I do, and I wasn't very good at it. But what I've learned along the way is that increasing your vocabulary is important, and it can be fun.
Hello and welcome. We just had our first adventure. River, my dog, you can see him. He's a 10-year-old black lab. He's my adventure buddy. He goes around and he hangs out with me when I go on my adventures. I have my trusty adventure hat and my adventure treasure bag. I didn't bring my whole bag because this was a short adventure. And mom, dad, parent, I'm going to encourage you how to encourage your child to increase their vocabulary. And so we're going to pull out our first treasure, and it is a rock. The younger child would say rock. Maybe you could ask, what color is it? And they might say, oh, there's some green on it. But this side is dark brown. Encourage adjectives. Adjectives are describing words like colors or how many. This is one rock. Or I could say, oh, that rock. You can ask all sorts of questions. Ask them, where did you find that rock? You might already know the answer, but that's not the point. The point is to encourage your child's vocabulary. They might say, I was walking by the water, Mommy, and I found the rock. Totally great. And you say, what did you do when you found it? Have them tell the story in a chronological way. That means in order. And then we're going to pull out another thing out of our bag. A daffodil. I call these a frilly daffodil. Or I guess there might be a double daffodil, all the extra frillies inside. If you pick flowers, make sure you own the flowers or you have permission to pick those flowers. Otherwise, just smell the flowers. And then you can ask your child, describe this flower to me. They'd say, oh, it kind of stinks. It doesn't smell very good. It's got lots of pretty yellow in it. It has a green, long stem. And if you look, the stem is similar to a straw. You can have them say, where did you pick it? And they'll say, oh, I picked it down by the house. And you're like, okay, that's great. They love to share their treasures that they have found. And we have found a black walnut. What does it remind you of? Oh, it reminds me of a ball. Ask questions. Oh, let's pick some of it apart and look at it. Oh, yeah, he spotted something. You know, say, ooh, does it feel soft? You say, no, it feels kind of gritty. Encourage their vocabulary. Encourage them to think. If they are struggling and they say, oh, it's not soft. Encourage them. Say, oh, does it feel pokey? And they go, oh, yes, it feels pokey. Sometimes they can't come up with the word, especially if they're younger. But encourage them to try to find the words, or maybe you could offer a set of words and they could pick one from that. The idea is to increase their vocabulary, increase their verbal skills. Oh, look, I found some other colors besides green and yellow. I found some wild violets and they were in the yard. Oh, and I have a 3-leaf clover. Oh, how many leaves are on this clover? Little Debbie goes, 1, 2, 3, Mommy. Oh, look how lovely that purple is. Let's smell. No smell. I don't smell it. Maybe if I had a bunch together, I could smell it. Let's go pick a bunch together and we'll smell them together. This is fun to do. I'm going to look around. Is there any critters joining us? Nope. Pop off the head of the flower, and there's no more stem. And if you have a creek, you could toss them in and they'll float down. Or what my girls used to do is float them in a dish of water and put them in the middle of the table for our centerpiece. And there might be a deer up there. Oh, that would be neat if we could catch a deer. I have a stick. Sticks come in so many lengths. So many crookedness. Crooked, 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 crooked. What could this be? You ask your child. Oh, it could be a magician's stick, abracadabra. It could be the guy who conducts the orchestra. Dun, 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 dun. like that. It could be a sword. Of course, be careful. Don't poke your eyes out. But remember, we got common sense. We're not going to poke our eyes out. We could break it up. And we could make a pretend Barbie doll fire. And make little tiny pieces of wood. You could throw it for your dog. River's right there. He likes to hang out with me. He's my buddy. There's also another yellow flower, the dandelion. Do you know why it's closed right now? You can ask the kid or your child. No, I don't know. Well, in the evening, they close up, just like that little purple flower was closed up. They close up in the evening. And tomorrow, it may open again, but then it may stay closed and turn into those puffballs you can blow away. Those are fun to play with too. I like dandelions because you can eat them if you need to. So I just went through all the pieces in my treasure bag, and we were working on expanding our vocabulary. Behind me, I see a moss-covered rock. That moss is a green color. There's a lot of moss on that rock. There's a lot of green moss on that rock. Ask questions. Your kids love to tell you what they know. If you listen closely, what can you hear? I can hear the gurgling of the water. If you listen closely, when River's asleep, you can hear him snore. And you can love on your buddy, even if it's a stuffed buddy. So parents, I encourage you, put your adventure hat on, grab your treasure bag, your adventure bag, and head outside and expand your vocabulary with your kids. If you don't know something, Google it. Totally okay. Do it all the time myself. I learned so much from Googling word definitions. If I need to explain something that I'm struggling to explain to my student, I look it up. They have no problem with me Googling something. They want to know the answer too. So get yourself a cool hat. Wear it backwards if you like. I haven't decided which way. I look better. I kind of like this way. The sun stays out of my eyes the other way. But remember, ask the questions. Where did you get that? What color is it? Is that big or small? What would you do with that? And don't forget that this is creation we're looking at, that God has made. And you could say, why did God make this? It's okay to ask the questions. God can handle the questions. You may not always know the answers, but we can find the answers. You can always post them below. Me or Ken can help you out find what the answers are. But I just want to encourage you to get out there. Ask the questions. Have fun with your kids.